Welcome to Happy on Purpose with Janess Pearson. Real conversations with the people behind the businesses, the projects, and the good things happening in the Okanagan.
Welcome to Happy on Purpose. I'm Janess Pearson, and my guest today is HaileyJanes, founder of Speed Dating Kelowna. What began as a simple idea to help people meet has grown into something much bigger, creating opportunities for real human connection in a world that increasingly happens through screens. Her events now bring together people from all ages from across the Okanagan, not just to find love, but to meet new people, make friends, share conversations, and remember what it feels like to connect face to face. Recently, Hailey was recognized as Kelowna's best new business. She's building something many people didn't even realize they were missing. I'm excited.
Me too.
This is round 2. We did one before, but we had some tech issues. So here we go again.
Yep, let's do it.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks, Jess.
All right. So before there was a business, there was a person. So tell me a little bit about you and what kind of kid were you growing up?
Anyone who has been to my events before or knows me personally knows I have the gift of gab. Which,
Yeah.
It's very newfie anyways, but when I was reflecting on that question, I was like, oh my goodness, who was I? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I was that girl in high school who was always moved across the other room, but then would chat to people who I didn't know, or I would make friends with new people, and then my teacher would move me somewhere else. And I'm like, I've always kind of been a very chatty, social person. Very, very, just always. So it's kind of come as no surprise that this has kind of
As where
happened.
you've been led?
Yeah.
Were you the one, in your comments, very bubbly and chatty?
Oh, yeah.
Should focus more on her studies.
Yeah, 100%. And Hailey has a lot of friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even when she didn't have friends at the beginning, she now has friends.
I make some.
Yeah. So this is perfectly aligned with you then. So have you always been somebody that naturally brings people together then? Or is this kind of the new evolution of Hailey?
I didn't really think that I was, but then also thinking back, I was always having people at the house, and sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Always just ended up being the hub where people just kind of ended up hanging out. So yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah, kind of have always been hosting. Yeah, in some way or another.
I was just going to say hosting, which is such a whole entire skill set. And we were laughing before because saying, oh, we don't know, or you don't know if you're into or doing marketing or any of that. But I think it just is innately who you are, which is why it comes super naturally. Because it's so interesting to me, you don't even have a website yet, or do you now?
No, I just bought my domain because a very helpful guest was like, if you don't buy it, someone might snatch it up and try and sell it to you.
Yes.
So I have the domain.
Excellent.
I own it. I need to make a website, but no, I don't.
But it's been all just
Facebook,
organic.
Instagram, a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
I think speed dating, anything to do, I always say anything to do with lust and attraction and love and anything, it can be really intimidating and nerve-wracking.
Yes.
So pair that with a new experience like speed dating if you've not done it before. Sometimes it does take word of mouth for someone to be like, I went and it was really fun.
Absolutely.
And maybe I didn't meet the love of my life, but I made some friends, or I networked for business, or I made some really good connections. Or maybe someone did go and met their now partner, who we have a few of those, who tell people who are like, oh, well, we met there, and look at us, we're great. So
look at us, yeah.
Yeah, word of mouth I think is huge.
Absolutely. And I think what you said was, the title or the business, Speed Dating Kelowna. But it was really important for me to have in the introduction that even if you're not going to just find a partner,
totally
brushing up on those, how do you have a conversation with somebody new, right?
We don't anymore.
Lost that, which I want to get into the whole COVID thing because that was such a big thing from our last interview. But we've lost the art of just meeting people and just not having an agenda of that.
Yeah.
So what was happening in your life when the idea for Speed Dating Kelowna first appeared? And maybe this is the COVID circle.
Well, I was a teacher before this, which feels weird to say because this is still so brand new. But I was a teacher, and I saw my friend had started speed dating Newfoundland, where I'm from, and I saw she was having so much fun and so much success. And I just saw, we all have, again, it always comes back to COVID. I feel like everyone has their own version, but just a huge disconnect. And I'm not from Kelowna. I've been here for 7 years, and I know me and my partner, we haven't struggled to make friends. But I know a lot of people do, and they find Kelowna really cliquey. And like you said, if you're not coming to find love, maybe you just want to find a friend. And sometimes having a friend your own age who's single is really difficult if all of your friends are in relationships, or you just moved here and you don't know anybody. I don't know what the original question was. I started rambling, I think.
No, that's just it. Like, what was happening in your own life when
Right.
when you...
Yeah, so just saw this connection piece that is just missing. And I moved to Kelowna in 2020 or 2021, so still COVID-y. So I don't know what it was even like here before that. So I really, like, it resonates with me when people are like, oh, I just moved here, I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just saw my friend was doing, saw she was having so much success, and I thought, I think it would do really well in Kelowna. So tried it, and
here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long, so you said that was 2021, 22?
When I first moved here,
Moved
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So how long when did you first have your first Speed Dating Kelowna event?
The end of October of 2025.
So we're coming, not even a year.
Not even a year. And we've hosted like over 1,600 people, over 70 events, and thousands of connections. And yeah, it's been a really busy
whirlwind.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So most people saw dating, and you seemed to see loneliness. And again, I'm sort of cheating because I had the benefit of having our first interview. But what were you noticing that others maybe weren't talking about? You know, you've touched on hard to make friends, etc. But now reflecting back, do you think there was a real desire and need for that connection based out of loneliness and isolation? And
I think so. I think loneliness is such a loaded word. I think it more so like disconnect. And I always, like I said that a few times already, it's just that piece of just humanity is just gone. And like, you know, you go to the grocery store, you don't talk to people anymore. But the older generation will always talk to me. Someone my age will look the other way most of the time. And I think it just got worse with COVID. It got worse with dating apps. It's getting worse with social media in general.
Yeah.
I think now we're kind of seeing things come full circle, hence why we're doing this and why I'm doing this. But yeah, just we're still really far from where we were, but people are trying to come back. So yeah, I just saw that disconnection in people. And you know, you go on a trail and you go on a walk, and like, again, I'm from Newfoundland, and I would talk till the cows come home. But you walk past someone who's like on their phone, and I'm like, I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah. You have a nice dog.
Yeah,
pet it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, for video, people will be able to see, but you are quite young. I'm not going to out you for your age, but I would think it's sort of the millennial Gen Xers that maybe you started in that group. But have you now bumped up to like the olders like me, the Gen Zs, and do you have more groups that you're working with?
So my busiest group in the beginning, it was a 20 to 25 that just was going crazy. And then my 20 to 30s took over. And then it was right now it's my 30 to 40 age range, which is busiest.
Interesting.
40 to 55 is still good. And then anything above 50, my women up to 75 are like selling out, joining the wait list, getting their friends to join, reaching out, being like, when is the next one? But I'm struggling to get men over like 45, I would say.
Come on, guys.
I know. The
Come
ladies
on,
are here
man.
and they're lovely. Yeah.
The ladies are here. You don't have to go to the pub right after ladies' night just to
hang around.
My partner Rob, he always says it is a target-rich environment, though, in those bars after ladies' night or whatever. But come on, again, how about something a little more organic that takes some actual skills? It doesn't have to be alcohol fueled.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds like you do offer some drinks.
But it's totally optional. Like, and we tried a sober event. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Just really low ticket sales. But I think it's just, we tried it, didn't work. Try it again. Because like drinking culture also is very quickly going away. And I think COVID
is interesting.
Had a lot to do with that, which is cool to see. Like my sister's 24, and she's like, we just don't do that anymore. And I'm like, because me at 24.
Yeah,
interesting.
Don't even go. I was an 80s kid. Don't even talk about it. We're just glad there was no videos and no cameras back then. But I do find it interesting that the women are more wanting to come out.
People always say that.
I wonder what that, I mean, I can speculate, of course. So maybe let's address that, because there will be men listening to this.
Totally.
What would you say to them? Like, what is the environment like? What does it look like for a guy that wants to come out to this?
It's super low pressure. Like, the whole evening is pretty much organized for you. So lately, I've started offering a half-hour mix and mingle before. I always have an icebreaker just so you're not left completely in the wild, because like as much as we don't want to admit we've lost that connection piece, sometimes we do need a little something to strike a conversation.
For sure.
If you show up to a singles event alone, it can be really intimidating. If you've been to my events, you know that it's not, and it's really fun. But if it's your first time, you're like, oh, I'm nervous, and you're like, what am I doing? Why am I going here? Like my mom forced me to come, or my best friend, whoever it was, and it's like you're so unsure. So the second you come in, like I greet you, I make you feel super welcome, and then everyone gets like a little icebreaker. But if that's also not your style and you'd rather stick just to speed dating, just skip the mix and mingle and come for the speed dating. People trickle in for that whole half an hour before. No one will be like, oh my God, he was late. Like, it's fine. It's totally your style. Like, it's however you want your evening to go, that's how it will go. And then speed dating starts, and I do like a full explanation. So all it is everyone has like a table, everyone has a spot to start. My women always sit and my men always move. I just think it's like old school, but like gentlemanly.
Sure.
To like, you know. So you sit down, you have a little form, and then on it is just a spot to write the name of the person you're on a date with, if you're interested, yes or no, and then a spot for notes if you feel like you're forgetful. Like I have a dory memory, so for me, if I was to speed date, I would definitely use the notes. You just really discreetly write yes or no if you're interested. They're quick 5 to 7 minute dates, just enough to kind of get a feel for someone, because sometimes if there may be a spark, like you know that, but then if there definitely isn't, you also know that. People, like the feedback I've been getting is like it's a good amount of time to know someone is definitely not for you, or they could be. And like I changed the form recently as well. Instead of saying yes, it says I would love to know more, which is not so like I want to marry you, right?
Yes.
It's just like that was a really nice conversation, and maybe I'd like to have another one.
Which is how it organically would
100%.
go. You meet someone, you might have a coffee.
Yep.
You're not going to get into like, are you divorced? Are you still in contact with your ex? Do you have children?
What's your trauma?
What's your trauma?
Are you working on it?
Oh my good Lord. Yeah.
Which is all very important, but it's like
not first date material, people.
Yeah.
But I think that's what the dating apps do. Like it's almost, and then you meet, you set up a time to meet, and then it's an interview.
Yeah,
it's
and you know a lot already. Like you almost have their little resume, and you've seen the picture of them, and it's like dating apps are, I mean, obviously I don't like them, but it's just so superficial. It's just another version of social media where it's like you look your best, you've got your best lines, your best little jokes, it's all in your bio, and it's like that's everyone at their best. But like if you don't take a good picture, you might not even get a swipe, but you are stunning, but you just don't photograph well.
Maybe you're not photographing.
Or maybe you're not a good texter. Maybe you've got kids. Maybe you've got stuff that you're doing. Like I think people, again, are just moving away from phones in general, but some people still really expect you to be texting all the time, and it's like, you don't have that time sometimes. So if you're not someone who, has the time to do that, it's just not really going to work.
Yeah.
It's so superficial anyway. So anyways, I could talk about it.
Yeah. I agree with all of that. I really do. I even have started pushing back on even my Apple Watch because I'm an Apple product gal, and they all talk to each other, which is unnerving. Yeah. Because something's always dinging, buzzing.
They know what they're doing. They're smart.
Yes. Which I do actually. Never I was going to say I like AI, which don't come at me, people. But
it's a great tool.
It's a tool.
It's a great tool. Yeah.
But even when Rob and I went out for dinner the other night, we had, you're two ships in the dark sometimes. So even for couples, but I said, we have to not just put our phones aside. We're taking off our watches. Yeah. Because
and taking off the earpods or the AirPod, whatever they're called. Like they've got the whole suit. Your meta glasses, take them off. It's insane.
For real. And it's so rude when you look at your watch. It's the same as looking at your phone. And I think people are missing how quickly that can turn someone off. So maybe that's a caveat for if you're coming to Kelowna Speed Dating and you're meeting with Hailey and you're getting set up, put everything on Do Not Disturb.
You know what? I don't even feel like we need to make that announcement because I never, ever see it.
Oh, so good to know.
I never see it. I can't think of, like I said, we've hosted over 70 events. I can't think of a single time where I saw someone and I was like, oh, that's rude. I think because everyone's there with the expectation of like hoping to meet someone who at least values presence, values in-person conversation and connection. I never even have to make the announcement. Like, when you go to a movie or a show, it's like, everybody turn your phones on silent. I've never heard a phone ring. I've never had to, it's a really safe space to be like, that's not the expectation. And I love it.
There is something really powerful about that,
I didn't realize it till right now.
That's also something that I think is really important for listeners and people that are thinking of giving this a try is that is the culture of these events. That is the type of people that are being drawn out to these events that really genuinely want that connection piece. That, hey, how are you? No interview necessary. you can feel energetically, whether you're woo-woo or not, if you're going to jive with somebody.
Totally.
And I think you miss that on the apps.
Dude.
So another super good reason to come out.
Yeah, everyone, like on the same note, everyone who comes has the same level of like just, sick of swiping and missing that connection. So like they all paid to be there. They all got dressed up. They all showed up. So already you're like miles ahead of the people who are still swiping away. It attracts a really lovely person who, I've had so many great conversations, and people also are like, oh, I didn't find the love of my life tonight, but I had some really great conversations, and I tried something new, and I got out of the house when I would just be home doing nothing, or
Completely. You know what it made me think of? What if, so say somebody comes, and I didn't give you this prep, but I'm sure you know the answer. What if somebody comes to the event and they meet a really nice guy, and in their head, because as women, I know I do this, they're thinking, the guy's not really for me, but he might be for Sarah, or whoever, their friend. Is there a way to like make that connection again? Like say, well, I'll put out to Bob that, there's a new lady, Sarah, that somebody thought might be a connect.
Yeah.
Not to get them together to match them, because you're not a matchmaker, but have them, you could be the middle person to say, come to the event.
Well, that's so funny you say that, because I had an event last night. It was an invite only, because like the events have just gotten out of control. So I'm like, at least invite only. So let me just backtrack. So I have a matchmaking form that I send out.
Okay.
And I think this is new, because I feel like I did not talked in a very long, like things were so new. So I have a little form that gets sent out with match emails, and it just collects information on like who you are, what you do for work, what you want in a partner, non-negotiables, things like, do you want kids, do you not? Like that's a hard, usually a very hard line. Totally. Mm-hmm. And then for my invite only events, instead of buying a ticket, you just join the wait list. So I can see who's on there, and I can pull the information from the forms, and then I'm like, oh, these people would go really well together. Oh my goodness, I met him or her, and I think they'd really hit it off with this person. So that was the invite only last night, which I'm moving into, which is cool, because like things naturally just segregate into so many different groups based on those forms, and it's so nice to give people a chance to connect with people who they know they have things in common with. So it's not a room of total random people. It's like at least you're all outdoorsy, or you're all super career focused, or whatever it is. So that's been really cool. And I had someone attend last night, and our server was like, oh my God, I think he'd be really good for my friend. And I was like, oh, what's her name? And she told me, and I was like, oh my goodness, she was on my invite only list. And I reached out, but I was sitting in her spam, so she didn't get the invite. So she has signed up for the next event, and I'm going to reach out to the man who attended last night and say, hey.
So that's what
just so you know.
That's so perfect. Because you can see how you're going to need an assistant, or you're going to need a little. So.
My partner has stepped up. He's been sending my emails, and he's been like my behind the stage like marketing man. He's been so supportive, and I'm so thankful for him, because it's out of control.
Yeah,
it's way too much for one person.
What a great problem to have.
I know, right?
I mean, that's when you know you've really hit sort of a sweet spot in this time, at this time in history or time in life, right? Oh, that's so exciting. I already said I'm going to be way off track for our time, but here we go.
But it just happens, doesn't it? Anyways, you go.
Yeah. You spend a lot of time watching people walk into rooms full of strangers. What have those moments taught you about human beings?
It's just kind of, not even really taught me, just reminded me that we are people. And like, life isn't meant to be calculated. It's not meant to be optimized. It's not meant to be your best self. You're supposed to spill a little bit of water when you sit down at the table because it's a little bit wonky, as they always are, and you put coasters under, it doesn't work. And then you're supposed to trip over your shoes, and you're supposed to stutter, and you're supposed to have something in your teeth, which we all hate, but it's human, and it's natural, and it's normal. It's supposed to be awkward. You're supposed to fumble. You're supposed to be nervous. Like, yes, my events are low pressure and super fun and so like just high energy and great, but like you are going to have moments where you're going to be nervous. And I think anything to do with relationships and whatever, like you're just naturally going to feel those butterflies, and that's healthy.
That is so healthy.
Like, and I think like, yeah, you can be anxious, and you can like a normal level of anxiety that's how we're built. It keeps you safe. It keeps you protected. Like you're supposed to feel vulnerable. You're supposed to feel a little bit on the spot. So yes, I'll make you feel as comfortable as I can, but I also want you to be human.
Be a little out of your comfort zone.
A little bit, as where we grow.
Yeah.
Right?
I was listening to something that was talking exactly about that, about how like, that everybody gets a medal, all the rest of it. And just like you said, which I love hearing it, that the younger generations are sort of noticing that. I know my kids aren't as phone focused as I would have thought they would have been, but that we've actually skipped a step in a lot of people's development, social development, because of it. The social media, all of the rest, gone unchecked for way too long. And so the guys let's just say there's a girl, it could be a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter, that wants to go and approach somebody in a public setting. We've lost that art, or that you're just going to do it anyways. Then you're going to get back, your buddies or your girlfriends are going to give you a super hard time about it. They're going to make fun of you.
Yeah.
You're going to brush it off and you're going to do it again. We've gotten, like you said, about, the polished perfection, all the rest of it, that if you don't show up perfect, we've lost the skill of being razzed a little bit,
100%.
So that's such a good insight, I think. So I love that you're bringing that to your events.
I was just kind of unrelated, but kind of related, I guess. I read a book called The Anxious Generation, I think it's called, which is like the reason why they got rid of phones in schools. But like a study they did on boys for like, I think it must have been 20 years. I could be wrong, but it was a very long time. And there was a direct correlation between little boys who no longer climb trees, who don't fall off their bikes because they're inside playing video games and whatever, but they see that directly affects their relationships because they're not taking chances in a tree. They're not going to take a chance and ask somebody out. They're not going to take a chance at work and like put themselves forward because they've never had to take a chance. So it all just kind of comes back to the technology piece.
Yeah. Technology slash COVID slash isolation.
Well, tech and COVID together was like nightmare.
Yeah, perfect storm for what you're doing. Really. I mean, not future forecasts, but I could see you morphing into matchmaking or like bigger events or retreats for singles. Or, I mean, not to overwhelm you, but that's where my head goes.
I'm already dipping into matchmaking. We've not like officially launched it, but like with the forums, I'm like, I have hundreds of forums and people who just want to connect. So I'm trying. I'm working on it behind the scenes.
Oh, I love that. So you heard it here first on Valley FM 97.9, Happy on Purpose with Hailey Speed Dating. When she's a successful reality TV show host, you can say you heard it here first. Yeah. She's a matchmaker in the making. A matchmaker in the making.
There you go.
What you are. I should trademark that.
Yeah.
Okay. What's something you've learned about courage from the people who attend your events? I mean, I think we've kind of covered that, but can you think of one time maybe where somebody came in, maybe you had to not talk them in, but they had to be kind of coerced to go, and they got there and they did it, and now they're like in it?
Yeah, it's so funny because you're like, maybe this didn't happen. It happens all the time. People always like, I see them like hanging around the door, they're kind of like looking in, or they're like hanging around their car, checking their watch. I'm just like, hey, like I'm ready, like come on in. But I always tell this story because it was my second ever event and I had a man come. He was like a half an hour early or more, and he was so nervous. We were just sitting and we were chatting, and he ended up coming to a few events and he got matches every time. Like he was lovely, but in talking to him more and more, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing this because we've talked for this a million times, but
we don't know who he is.
100%.
It's fine.
He openly shared with me, he's like, I just got out of a 1.5-year engagement. He's like, I just needed to know that I've still got it. He was like, I needed a confidence boost. I needed to know I can talk to anybody. And he came to quite a few events and met some people, which was lovely. And it's always bittersweet when people come back. I'm like, hey, hi. Yeah. Like, it's always really nice to see them. I'm like, shoot. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes people just need a little reminder that you can talk to anybody and you can do it. And then he shared with me in a really, really lovely review I've got on my Instagram, actually. He was like, the confidence that I now have versus who I was when I first came to your events. Oh my God, I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
He was like, I just feel so much more confident. I'm so much more well-spoken. He's like, I learned so much about myself and what I want in a partner. And he was like, and not just me. He was like, I've seen people at a couple events now. And he's like, even seeing those women and those men grow and seeing how they can now carry a conversation and hold themselves just so much better. And I see it all the time when people like repeat, come back. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you are so much... so much more confident. I keep saying it, but it's true.
Yeah.
And it's like anything with practice, with social skills. And maybe you're not really introverted. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a very long time and you just need to remind yourself, oh, like
I still can. I still
can. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what people look for when they're in like sort of the unhealthy environments of, excess alcohol, doing things. But I am absolutely not against bars and pubs.
But it's excess.
I love
you said it perfectly.
Excess. Yeah. That, you, and also what came to mind when you were just saying that is it would be good for people to know if you come the first time and you feel like you are you kind of were way too awkward.
Yep.
Go one more time.
100%.
Yeah. I think you have to do this. If it's not a super success the first time, come again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so too, because you're only going to learn things about yourself and things about like potential partners that you might want.
Yeah.
And if you don't get a match at your first event with me or any event, everyone's entitled to a 25% off discount to their next one. So if you come and you don't get a match, it's just an incentive to be like, maybe, and this is cliche, and if you've been to my events, you've heard this line before. Sorry, if you're listening. I always say, if you don't get a match, it doesn't mean your person isn't out there. It means they weren't in the room that night. So like at our max capacity events, we've got 30 people, which if you divide, if it's a men to women event, you've got 15 people. That's 15 people versus the thousands of people who are in the Okanagan, right? So it's easy to, again, with anything to do with relationships and your ego, it's hard to not take it personally, but like that is such a small representation of what's out there.
Yeah.
So if you don't get a match, it's just a little incentive to bring you back and to show you like, I actually genuinely want to help you find somebody. So yeah, if you don't get a match, do it again.
Keep doing it. Keep showing up. I sort of feel like what you're offering is in some way like professional development or like
self-improvement.
Self-improvement. Yeah, it just feels so much more than a speed dating situation. I think what you're offering us, I think that's the blend of what makes it so brilliant.
I think so too. I think like I already said, like word of mouth is huge with what I'm doing, because it's like you see the logo and you see the business name and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. But if you speak to someone who's gone, who can say, I met my now, fiance or whoever it is. Like I have couples who've been together since one of my very first events, and they're going really strong. And it's like you meet people who I always see women exchanging numbers, and the men are grabbing a drink, and people are like exchanging Instagram handles, and they're making plans to hang out. And if they come back to me, it's like, oh, I'm now really good friends with so and so who I met, or we matched and it wasn't a match, but now we're really good friends.
Amazing.
So there's all kinds of connection happening.
Yeah, it's so much more. For those of you that are just tuning in now, I'm speaking with Hailey. She's the founder of Speed Dating Kelowna. And we're talking, it's been morphing less into dating and more about something all of us need, and that I think it needs more attention, is belonging, connection, courage, and what happens when people choose to show up in real life. To that, I would even add, as you are, flaws and all, spinach in your teeth, spilt drink on your table, 2 left feet, just come out, learn how to connect again.
Yeah, it's so funny. I remember, I will never forget this, because I went out on a date and was a person. I had this horrible, like we had pizza and I had like a massive spice in between my front teeth. And I went to the bathroom and I was like,
nice.
Why didn't he tell me? But it's like, you don't have those experiences unless you actually get off the apps, get off your phone and go meet someone. You're not going to meet the man of your dreams in your garden.
Right.
Like,
right, for sure. All alone by yourself in your garden. You can go home and garden and process after, but get out and start talking to some people. Yeah. How has this work changed you and the way that you think about relationships or friendships in your own life? Do you see, has it enhanced your communication or your...
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be about me. I think also, like, just talking about people's confidence growing, like my ability to strike a conversation with anybody has, like, it's crazy. Like when you host and speak to people for a living and you are the facilitator and like I am the voice of reason and confidence, like if people come to me and I'm really nervous and I'm uncomfortable and I'm not confident in what I'm doing, they're gonna be like, what is going on here? Yeah. So I think it's taught me to be a lot more well-spoken, and I'm a lot more outgoing. I'm more ambitious, more goal, like I don't know. I've just like massively also improved myself. Yes. Which has been a very nice surprise.
A nice, add on to it. Yeah. I think that's when you find meaning and purpose in something, and reciprocity, right? I'm big on that. When you give, my kids and I, we call it karma bank too, but when you are willing to give of yourself without really expecting anything in return. When we think reciprocity, we think, oh, you do for me, I do for you. But there is something when you do for someone else, what you get back is that emotional connection, that feeling of being, I get goosebumpy, of doing something with your life that is enhancing your little part of the world. And the spin-off from that, you ripple effect all the time, the spin-off from that. And I think there is something that would give you just that extra little kick.
Yeah.
You know, and I think being a teacher, I can see that in you. Of course, your lesson planning and, whatever, that's all. But also being okay with being at the front.
Yeah.
And guiding,
Yeah.
these, not little people maybe anymore, but these adults into finding their best selves.
Yeah, it's just, a different version of facilitating. Like when I first started, people used to ask me like, oh, like, how did you get into this? Like, have you always been like an events thing? And I'm like, no, I don't know why this is so comfortable. And I'm like, oh,
because I
was performing all day. And anyone who teaches gets it. Anyone who's with the teacher or has teacher friends, you're on stage, like you're performing all day. And like the day would end and I would close my classroom door and I would just be like, it's like end scene.
Yes.
Like you are on all day. And I think that skill directly translates into what I'm doing now.
Yeah, and emotionally attuned with your students.
Absolutely.
So now you're just emotionally attuned with
to older people.
Yeah. Would you say they're clients? How do you refer to your guests?
Guests, I think is what I normally call them. I think that's what I most likely refer to them as.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of them as clients.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Guests.
I like that.
Because I'm a host, so of course. Right?
Yeah.
Guests, yeah.
Guests it is. You can change that. You reserve the right to change how you refer to these folks at any time. So your events have grown quickly. Again, knowing that you've only been doing this since the end of October 2025, that's crazy good work. And you've recently been recognized as Kelowna's best new business. What has surprised you most about the journey?
The journey itself. It's so cliche, but it's like, it's not about the destination. Like just every single day, every time I open my email, I'm learning something new. I've learned so much about like marketing, about humans, about connection, about relationships, about different dynamics. And like, I'm happily engaged, but I did the single thing for a long time. But it's now I've learned a lot about what's currently going on in the dating world, which is terrifying because like catfishing has always been around, but now there's AI and you don't know if you're speaking to someone or not, or if someone has taken your direct conversation, screenshotting it, sending it to ChatGPT, and then giving you back an answer. You don't know if it's a scammer. Like the scammers are preying on people who want that connection, and people who are a little bit older who don't know the red flags of online.
Yes.
Like it's really, anyways, it's given me a lot of insight into what's going on in the trenches, which is terrifying. But yeah, the journey itself has been absolutely incredible. Just, learning all the time. Like I said to you, I think before we started recording, every time I post, every time I put an event up on Eventbrite, every time I host an event, it's a social experiment. Yeah. And I'm experimenting every single time. Like, I don't know. I always say I don't know what I'm doing, but people are always like, oh, I guess you do.
Yeah, but I think what you do know how to do very, very well is follow what comes as a result. And I think, because you can learn the skill sets of how do you post a video. ChatGPT will tell you everything.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to ChatGPT.
What you have been able to do is take that learning and move it forward with the information that you're getting from your guests. And that's brilliant. I think we've outsourced we've outsourced literally everything. Yeah. There's a 10-step process to you need a sales funnel, you need a website first. You're literally saying, no, actually you don't. You need to show up, have a good heart, know where you're going, genuinely care about the people, and then it'll unfold and evolve. Yeah. Yeah. What, I didn't ask you this, so if you don't know, but when you were nominated for the award, what was your reaction to that?
I could cry now.
I know. I'm like, that might be touchy.
My partner called me and he was like, how are we celebrating? Well, first, someone messaged me and said, hey, sorry it didn't work out, like better luck next year. And I was like, my heart just sank. But then I realized there had been like last year's stuff floating around. I guess businesses were like, hey, this time last year we won, and obviously celebrate that. But I had someone reach out who I think saw last year's announcement. Okay. He's like, hey, sorry it didn't work out. And I was just crushed. I was like, oh my God, like what a way to find out. But then I reached out to the Best of Kelowna now because I'm like, I couldn't even find the results. So I was like, am I missing something? And they were like, no, they're not announced. So I was like, okay. And then my partner called me and he was like, how are we celebrating? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you won. And I was like, are you kidding? I was like, I won? And he was like, yeah, you won. I was like, oh my, like it just has been such a surprise. Start to not finish because obviously we're still moving on, but like it's just been, every single day has been so pleasantly surprising. And we won gold for best new business and then bronze for event planner or event designer. So it's amazing. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
And it's super rewarding. Like to be honest, and anyone who owns a business or runs a business or does anything similar, I was having a really off week that week. And I was just like, my motivation took a hit. And I was just like, I don't remember what exactly it was, but you just go through ups and downs. Life, yeah.
Yes,
and that's probably all it was. And it was a really good reminder to be like, okay, this is working. People are loving this. They want this. And I'm also really enjoying it. So I'm like, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. And it came at such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so excited for you when I saw
Thank
the video. I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. Yeah. When you imagine the impact you hope this work has 5 years from now, what do you hope people say about it?
I hope all kinds of people all over say they met at Speed Dating Kelowna. Like I have like couples I said already who have been together for, again, we've only started since the end of October, so the relationship are still new. But like even that in itself, like I have had a massive part in someone's journey, and I've had people who send their aunts and their uncles, and my daughter attended, and my so-and-so attended, and here I am, and they had only good things to say, which is so funny. And I have really good friends who have met at my events, and I just, the connection piece it's huge. It's huge, and it's just it's so weird, but it's so nice to be part of someone's journey.
That's not weird.
It's just
beautiful.
But it's just been surprising. So it feels weird because I'm like, I wasn't expecting this. Like I was expecting Speed Dating Kelowna, but I wasn't expecting everything else that has fallen under the umbrella of. Anyways, So 5 years time, just the connection piece.
Yep.
I can't wait for people to like get back to me and be like, hi. Just
or like get invited to somebody's
wedding.
People
always say, you'll be invited. I'll be there.
For sure.
I did the East Kelowna Market actually in February. And it was like an all day, it was like boot camp, essentially, speed dating boot camp. It was like 5 or 6 age groups, like back to back to back. It was wild. But I had a knock on my door, and I was like, I had knocks on the door all day long because it was in the East Kelowna Hall, if you've ever been to the market. Where they normally have like bakery and stuff back there. So people, I think, were expecting that to be back there with food and stuff. So all day long I was getting knocks, and I got this knock on the door, and I was like, because I also want to protect people who are at my experience it is vulnerable. And I don't want people watching. And so I always seek out venues that are a bit more closed off, or like it's weird. You don't want to be on display. And like it's summer and I want to speed date on patios, but I wouldn't put you on Bernard.
Right.
In the middle of the street.
That is actually really good to sort of highlight that there is a confidentiality piece to this.
Absolutely.
In the sense that you're not, in this room with glass, everyone's watching you like a reality show social experience. Yeah.
And I never I always post my events, but I never include people's faces. It's always like background noise, or it's like table numbers or question cards or whatever it is. I will never include someone's face in a post. I have filmed one event and I let people know, I'm like, if you don't want to be included, let me know.
Yep.
And those people just weren't included, which is fine. You're allowed, you're entitled to that, which is fine. But yeah, don't want people on display. And I don't remember what the original question was because I've gone way off.
Well, neither do I now.
Okay, well.
I'm just so engaged with it now.
Like, oh my God, what are we talking about?
I think it was just about
the market.
That's
what it was. Someone knocked on the door, and I was like, oh, I had knocks all day. Anyways, I opened the door, and it was a couple who met at one of my events, and they were like, hey, just wanted to let you know we're here together, and we're really happy. And I was like, thank you so much for telling me.
Yeah, I think it is important for you to get that feedback, to keep on those days when you do have a little lull. Because it is, again, anybody that has started something, followed a little passion, had a kind of think I should do this thing.
Yeah.
It's exciting and it's awesome but when it's not, you question everything.
Oh yeah, and the doubt creeps in, and then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where it's like you don't think it's going to thrive, so you, without even trying, are just pushing it. Anyways, it was one of those weeks.
Yes, so
we're back.
yay for Hailey of Speed Dating Kelowna winning the award at the exact perfect time.
Yeah.
That's how it's
super lucky.
How it is. Well, I wanted to just maybe start cruising into the ending of the interview, but when we were talking last time, I think you were just starting to think of we had talked about the queer events potentially coming up. How many different groups do you have now? Do you want to talk to us about all the different variety of groups?
So we do all age brackets. Sometimes they're 10. Well, I've tried a 5-year, it didn't go well. Not to say I won't try it again. Mm-hmm. But what seems to be doing well is 10 and 15 age brackets, 10 and 15 year age brackets. Sometimes a 20-year age bracket is good. I've got an event tonight that's a salsa dancing. So it starts with a beginner lesson with Baila Kelowna. So she brings in an instructor, and I'm not a dancer. I will be dancing, so it's fine if you are not a dancer because I'll be
You're
there.
going to do it.
So we have an instructor who comes in, teaches a beginner lesson. Then we have like a little mingle social dance. If you don't want to dance, you also can just sit down and just chat to people. Like there's no it's so low pressure. And then we move into speed dating. So that's an example of an interest-based event that we've done. This is our third time doing an event with Hailey Kelowna, where it's dancing. So tonight's at 25 to 50. That's a new age range as well. I've done events at Twice a Dice Board Game Cafe for like board games, which is just such a great way to get people talking and just hanging out and just, again, remove that pressure of like, what am I doing? You're just having fun.
Just playing a game.
Just playing a game. And then we've done a men for men, for queer men. We've done a couple women for women as well. I have a women for women in Kamloops this Thursday. We've done single parent nights for single parents and those who are not afraid to date them. So it's not just for the single parent. It's like if you're open to that, then it's an event also for you, which is perfect. We've done, I'm trying to think what else we've done.
Yeah, all of it.
It's all of the things. It's been incredible.
Yeah. What is Bailo event? What did you?
Oh, Baila. So Baila is Spanish for dance.
Oh.
And so her, the owner of Baila Kelowna, which is Dance Kelowna, she does her own dancing, and so we've been collaborating on events, which has been really nice and a really fun way to break the ice. Instead of showing up and hopping right into speed dating, you get a chance to like just move your body and just I don't know, be normal and not look so robotic and
Absolutely.
Like loosen up.
I think there's something about even, when you get into a dance position, Saul says, I've never done it. I don't think I could actually do it. But when you are in that, again, it's super vulnerable, but there's something super, I want to even just say sexy about it.
There is.
Like when you've got to look at somebody else's eyes, you're already up close.
Yep.
You're in their little bubble.
The ice is broken.
The ice is broken.
Entirely.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's just another gift of what you're doing that is not swipe left at my perfect highlight reel.
No, it's like come see me with my 2 left feet.
Yes.
Which is me.
And we'll be in our bubble. And you might feel a spark with somebody that you wouldn't necessarily visually go, oh, that's my type.
But your type doesn't work because you're at a singles event. No offense.
Yes.
You're here.
Say it again.
Give it a chance.
Your type does not necessarily work if you are at a singles event. Right. Your picker is broken.
That's my new logo.
Please do put that on a shirt. That is so true. I will be saying that.
Yeah, right?
I'll give you credit for it. Yeah.
And then also, I just forgot what we were talking about, as I do, because we talk.
Yep.
Which we love. We have an Okanagan country swing coming up. So she's a country swing dancer. She's going to teach an event that's in a couple weeks. Okay. I actually just partnered with a relationship therapist. And so she's we're doing an event together in a couple weeks' time about using your phone in a healthy way in your relationship and how to use it to actually enhance your relationships instead of take away from them.
Yes.
So we're moving into also maybe a coaching side of things. And that's going to attract a really nice group of people who, again, anyone who comes to my events are tired of apps and phones anyways, but it's going to attract someone who takes it a step further and is ready to actually work on themselves and actually improve who they are to be better for themselves and to properly show up for a partner. Because we live in a world now where you have a say in who you want to date. And if someone doesn't check those boxes, you're allowed to say no.
Yes.
And if someone isn't working on themselves, see ya.
Yeah, and I could say so much, but we're almost out of time. Oh my goodness. We almost need another one. We'll come back in another year. Because I think you're right. When we first did our interview, I want to say it was even very new with even Happy on Purpose. I'm not even a year yet.
Yeah.
Because I think you were one of the first people.
New.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't remember when it was. It was in the winter for sure, which
I could certainly find it.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we are.
I know. Look at us go.
Forward.
Both of us.
Okay, last question. What does living happy on purpose mean to you?
Living happy on purpose. I think it just being human.
Yeah.
Taking a chance, get outside, get talking to people. We are social beings.
Yeah.
Hang out with your friends. And if all my family's in Newfoundland, pick up the phone and FaceTime them. Call them. Tell that person that you love them. Tell them that you miss them. Tell them that, you value their friendship. Just people need to hear that, and we thrive on connection. So whatever way you connect with your friends and family, just do it more.
Just do it more.
And meet more people.
I love it. Enough said.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Today's interview has been with HaileyJanes, founder of Speed Dating Kelowna. And whether someone is looking for friendship, romance, community, or simply a reason to leave the house and meet new people, her work is creating opportunities for something we all need more of, genuine human connection. Where can people find you, Hailey?
I am on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, if you're a TikToker, but most guests find out about me from Facebook. The name is just Speed Dating Kelowna. Super simple. And then if you want to register, we're on Eventbrite. That's where you would get tickets. Just so we can manage ratios, make sure our venues can fit us. I don't very often get walk-ins for that reason, because I need to know who's coming, obviously. Eventbrite is, where you want to register. But if you follow Facebook, Instagram,
You'll find
me. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here,
Thank
Hailey. I
you.
really appreciated this second chat.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here. You can find more Happy on Purpose conversations on YouTube.